Hey, how y'all doing out there? Once again, right back here again with another video. This time I'm going to do the review of the OnePlus 7. Now, normally I would keep this device a lot longer, but because I decided to get the bigger brother, which is this OnePlus 7 Pro, I'm going to be sending this back. But I definitely wanted to do a review for you guys before I send it back. Now, I'm going to be totally honest with you. This phone really impressed me. The as you can see, the display is beautiful. It has an AMOLED display, a 1080 by, and the resolution is 1080 by 2340, 402 pixels per square inch, 6.4-inch screen display. It's beautiful, as you can see. It's really beautiful, bright, vivid, sharp. I mean, the display, and I'm all about the display, being nice. And the display is very impressive. As you can see, this phone usually comes with a teardrop notch, but I got rid of it because I don't like notches, and I like that OnePlus lets you get rid of it. Matter of fact, I'll show you very quickly how it looks with the teardrop notch. Go to display, go to notch display, see? And I'll hit the notch, bring it back. And now you can see the little teardrop notch at the top. Now, I just don't like that. I don't like that at all. I like for my display to be even all the way across, so we're going to get rid of that. That's just not my thing. Some people, it wouldn't bother them, but that's annoying. So this is the look I prefer right there. And the thing that I like about it is that instead of moving these all the way down here like the Pixel 3 XL does, it keeps everything at the top, so you're not really losing that much screen real estate. If I mean you might lose a half an inch, which is not a big deal to me. All right, now this phone has a 48 megapixel camera and a 5 megapixel camera on the back. Has dual setup. The camera is not horrible. It's not bad, but it's not top tier, but it's okay. And you have 8 megapixel camera on the front. So the cameras are okay. I'll say that about the cameras. Not gonna get too caught up in the specs and all that, but it has the latest 855 chipset. It's running Oxygen OS, which is a really nice skin that's on top of Android. Is very light. I still prefer Samsung One UI a little bit better than Oxygen OS. That's just my preference. Most people would say they like Oxygen OS better, but I prefer Samsung One UI, just like it a little bit better. As you can see, when I press that, you can see I'm in dark mode, which you can do, which I really love about this device. And it's easier, much easier on your eyes when you have it in dark mode. So I like that. I gotta say, this phone is very fast. It's very smooth, very fluid. I've enjoyed my time with it. But for me, it's just a little too small. It is tall, but it's kind of narrow. And I prefer a phone that's tall, but I prefer it to be a little wider. Just it just makes me enjoy the display a little bit better. The display is a little more immersive when it's a little wider. I get more of that movie effect. That's just my personal preference. Everybody's preferences is different. But this is definitely one of the best Android phones I've ever had. It still's not better than my Note 9 in my opinion. I like the Note 9 better because the Note 9 has expandable memory, which this is missing, which is one of the things I don't like about this device. However, this device does come with 8 gigs of RAM, which is impressive, and 256 gigs of onboard storage. Now, for most people, they'll say that's plenty of storage. That's more than enough storage. And that's true for most people. But I'm just a little different. I keep tons and tons of movies on my phone, which takes up a lot of space. I have a lot of music on my phone, a lot of regular videos I shoot, plus music and photos. So I need more space. I need that SD card slot. I need that expandable memory. That's just my personal preference. Also, one of the things I don't like about this phone has no wireless charging, which that's something they need to add that on their phone. Because for me, if they added wireless charging and an SD card slot, I'm telling you, this phone would put so many other phones to shame. Like OnePlus would corner the market if they just added those features that are missing. And of course, they took away the headphone jack, which most people, I guess, don't care about today, but I care. See at the bottom, you just got two speaker grills and a USB Type C port, but no headphone jack. And the headphone jack is something that I prefer on all my phones because you get better quality sound through a wired connection. So basically, the battery on this phone. Let me tell you about the battery. The battery on this phone is super impressed me. Over 33 hours of battery life with heavy usage. Did y'all hear that? Over 33 hours of battery usage with heavy usage. I'm talking about my brightness is all the way up to the max. I pretty much turn on every feature. I use the phone real heavy. I watch a lot of videos, especially YouTube videos, all day. I watch movies off my that I downloaded to the phone. I stream music all day. I mean, I use this phone extremely heavy, over 33 hours. That really impressed me, and over 8 hours of screen on time, with only a 3,700 milliamp battery. That is extremely impressive. Maybe it's because the screen is only 1080p, so it's not pulling as much power as a quad HD display. And that's something that I also prefer on all my phones, is a quad HD display. But I'm going to tell you right now, this full HD 1080 AMOLED display is very, very impressive and looks really nice, as you can see. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. But I can tell the difference between full HD and quad HD. I know some people say, well, you really can't tell the difference. I can tell the difference. And quad HD still looks better than full HD. But full HD ain't nothing to sneeze at. It's very, very impressive. As you can see, it's very bright, colorful, sharp, beautiful display. So, I don't really have a lot of negativities about the phone, except it doesn't have a headphone jack. It doesn't have a SD card slot. It doesn't have wireless charging. And the cameras are okay. The cameras could be a lot better. So that's pretty much it. But I have been very impressed with this phone. You can get it for about $470. Like it's really cheap for what you're getting with the flagship specs. For under $500, you can't really beat that price. And like I said, this phone is a beast. It's fast. It's fluid. It's smooth. The battery life is crazy. Oh, and I forgot to mention something that kept me from getting other OnePlus devices. This phone has dual stereo speakers, and they sound absolutely awesome. I mean, they're loud. They have good quality sound. I'm very, very impressed with the speakers on this phone. You have one up the top, up here, and then you have the other one at the bottom. They sound phenomenal. So that's something I've been waiting for OnePlus to add a long time, is dual speakers, and they finally put it on this device, and they sound great. And one more thing, the in-display fingerprint scanner is great. All you do is touch it, pops it right open, very, very fast. So the fingerprint sensor, in-display fingerprint sensor, is also very, very impressive. And it works 100% of the time. The facial unlock is extremely fast, but it's not as secure, so I just use the fingerprint sensor underneath the screen. But it is the fastest in the market from what I can see. Okay? So pretty much, I mean, I don't have anything else to add except, oh, also, I'm sorry. I did a short video at my job, and the optical image stabilization is very good. The video was very, very smooth. I just wish the photos were a little bit better, but the video stabilization is very, very good. So overall, I'm going to tell you, I'm very impressed with this device. You can't go wrong with it, especially for that price. It has a good size factor. The hardware is very, very premium. Very premium build on it. So you can't go wrong. And also it has the alert slider right here, where you could put it on silent, vibrate, or ring, which is nice, for some people to do that. I like the placement of the power button, how it's, easy, very easy to get to. Not like, unfortunately, Samsung, on the S10, they put the power button really high, but this one is in the perfect spot. And on this side, you have your volume up and down, which is pretty much even with the power button. So it's easy to get to either one of them, which is very impressive. OnePlus did a great job putting this device together. Great job. Like I said, the only thing that's missing for me is wireless charging, a headphone jack, Quad HD display, and also IP68 water and dust resistance, which it doesn't have, but they say it can survive a splash and all that, but that's fine. But IP68 water and dust resistance would have been even better. So for me, the water and dust resistance, IP68, the missing a headphone jack, the SD card slot, and wireless charging, and better cameras. But outside of that, phenomenal device. Definitely worth picking up if you're a person that love Android devices. This is one of the best Android devices out there, especially for the money. $460 or even less if you pick up a used one. And this one, like I said, came with 8 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of onboard storage. Okay. All right. So that's my review of the OnePlus 7. A first impression of the OnePlus 7 Pro is coming up. Check you guys later. Peace.